Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I've created Magic and Miracles with one purpose only: to help people of all walks of life, all around the globe, achieve their manifestation, dreams, and goals. True story. All the information from me is below. What I do in my coaching is I help individuals essentially quantum leap to a higher timeline, which is what you were destined to live out, not the mama drama panorama, which everybody comes with, okay, in my coaching. And this is what we process in the coaching. What is mama drama panorama? If you're new, all the incidents, all the things that happened up until today that shape your world, shaped your belief system. Okay, literally mama drama panorama, all the girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, husbands, wives, etc. All of that unprocessed emotions plural, that really swirl around in your being and don't let you manifest instantaneously. And that's kind of like in a nutshell, all right? So we start with mama drama panorama, process emotion, then we set you up for life. Again, this is very in a nutshell. This is not just SP related, but in all areas of your life. And I want to make sure that this deep dive gives you the opportunity to never need another coach again. We're very meticulous in coaching, very detail oriented. At the end of each session, you will receive homework that you're very encouraged to accomplish. If not that session, the next session. It's not a dictatorship by any stretch of the imagination. And of course, and obviously, you're allowed your opinion, but it's very important to follow my lead. And if you follow my lead and you don't rebuttal me, again, not a dictatorship, always a conversation, you will inevitably, just it doesn't exist that you will not succeed. Okay, I've done this for 10 years. Off of YouTube for 7 years, on YouTube now 3 years. My predecessor channel is linked directly below. Had some 22,000 subscribers. Fortunately, is how I like to look at it. Now developed some technological issues. And now we're here, and I'm so happy because this channel contains all of my day oneers, and it's such beautiful energy on here. And if you're new, big thumbs up and big subscribe. All right. If you have any questions about my coaching, what I need to mention, almost forgot, is that if you want to be in my coaching, you need to first book a 1-hour session. Upon conclusion of that session, you need to enroll in my coaching almost immediately, because I'm only one person and I can only handle that many people at a time. And 2 to 3 months is recommended. Okay. There's also installment links if you need to do that. Okay. So the topic of today is ending the waiting game with your SP. My goodness, I did the intro in under 3 minutes. Woohoo! So if you feel like you're waiting for that proposal, waiting for that apology, and somebody comments something, so I know you guys can hear me, just a quick hello will do. So it's not like last time. That I'm getting, I got carried away, completely forgot about the world on the outside. Anyway, somebody comments something. Can you hear me? So if you're waiting for an apology, if you're waiting for them to show up, if you've just, sick and tired, like really feeling powerless, as it were, we really need to direct you back to your power. And this is what I'm here to discuss. I have a lot of notes, so stay until the end. And for those rewatching, big thumbs up again. So waiting is not necessary. What waiting is for, when you're waiting for your manifestation, is in fact knowing what you had done. But if you are in pain and waiting for them to come back, or don't know what to do and all these things, this is what I'm here to discuss. Okay, so the question I want to pose is your attitude and narration, does it fit the new reality? In other words, if they were back, would your narration change? Would your attitude about life change? The answer is yes. But the reason that you can't match in frequency to that reality is because you're not doing that right now. You're too busy narrating about the mama drama panorama and so engaged with it. One could assume that you're like enamored with it. right? So this is so subtle, but can shift you today and start the movement for your SP today. Okay. So if you are still kind of like entangled with mama drama panorama, you understand why the other reality can't take you in. The other component of this is that whilst you're waiting for them to apologize, for them to reach out to you, telephone you, text you, email you, what have you, they are waiting on your instructions. They are waiting for you to change your frequency, to change your feeling. So again, waiting does not make any sense whatsoever fucking ever. Because who the fuck are you waiting for? You need to change your vibration, and you can easily do today. Yes, easily. And I'm gonna give you some good stuff today. Okay. So shifting from powerless to powerful. I forgot my power. Okay, maybe I got lazy a little bit. It happens once in a blue moon. And I got carried away with Mama Drama Panorama, pretending like I have no say in the situation. But the only say that somebody has is you, obviously, and of course. Okay? So you're not waiting for anybody, you're waiting for yourself. All right? So the other thing is, if you're waiting, chances are is that you're not letting it in as a possibility for you. You're saying, well, others can do that. Others can manifest their SP, manifest apology, marriage, this and that and the other, but it's not possible for me. So I understand this is like a tall order for somebody, let's just say, who was, a people pleaser all their lives and really depended on other people's validation. But I'm here to completely twist your mind around and say it's not at all about what other people do. It's what you initiate. The wave of frequency, it starts with you. Okay. So the waiting game, notice the waiting game. It's called the waiting game for a reason, because that's what you're doing in this game. Waiting. Okay. If you're waiting, you're going to be waiting for fucking ever. Again, waiting stops here. Who the fuck are you waiting for if you're the one to make up your mind? So what you need to do is to ignite that SP with your own energy. And if you are right now feeling sluggish, feeling sad, feeling whatever, not up to par, like you can't move somebody being in that energy. It's probably sounds like it's unfair to you right now. The universe doesn't make sense and it's, very unfair. But it's perfectly fair because it's never going to give you what you're not in the vibration of. So, but look how easy though. Right? I don't need to run around. I don't need to go convince anybody. I can change worlds just by tuning in into a different frequency and aligning with all the things that I want. I don't need to wait for the past version to change, to turn into a Prince Charming. I don't need to wait for me to lose weight even. I don't need to, you know what I mean? I don't need to wait for anything. This is totally frequency based. And again, that could do. Just remember, your energy is very contagious. Just like we talked in the previous live that, you're in the bathtub. That was the metaphor. You're in the bathtub with your SP. Your energy, it kind of like bleeds out, for the lack of better verbiage, and touches your SP immediately. All right. So remember, your energy is contagious, and remember that your energy moves worlds. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, anyway, I thought the incense was on fire. Excuse me. Check it out. Sugar free peach edition. Love it. Saturday for Saturday Live. So, if your energy can change worlds or move worlds, then the number one priority right now, right here, today, becomes, what am I emitting? Because if I had gotten my way, right? I'm speaking for you. If I had gotten my way, if I manifested this SP, if I manifested this money, if I manifested this apology, this proposal, I would be happy. Okay, I would be flying high. Now, honest question. Okay, another question. When was the last time that you honestly felt high on life? Just like I discussed also in the magic spell that works instantly on your SP, and best words that I could come up with at that moment, high as a kite, but it's usually used in the connotation of using drugs. Not that kind of scenario, but high on life. Okay. So getting what you want feels you're high on life. But if you're not part of that world where you're high on life, then what to do, right? You can't experience that version. It's just by definition, you're part of a completely different world. And again, if you're waiting, you're going to be waiting forever. So then it becomes that if it is to be, it is up to me. If I want to change the world, I want to change myself. Now, dozens of times, maybe not dozens, actually, a handful of times in my life, I had situations that would come up in my life that I felt stuck in. Okay, that nothing's changing and the energy is not moving. Well, I would remind myself at the end of, whatever, however long it would last, usually in my 20s, late 20s, like early 30s, during my deep dive 15 years ago. And I would notice, like, whoa, I'm sitting here waiting. Or I'm not sitting here, I'm just waiting for something to change. When in fact, I have to change. And it's so miraculous. When you start changing your frequency, all of a sudden those phone calls come in, whether that's a business phone call or from your SP, or people start showing up, they're nicer, etc., etc. Now, the number one thing that can shift you into this position to start, first of all, dictating what your SP is going to do, and to start to be accommodating to the universe, in fact, to help the universe shift you into the proper timeline. Okay, this is what I would do today, and this is how I fished myself out of a handful of really dire situations that I had in the past, where nothing was moving and everything was like waiting, waiting, waiting. Again, if it is to be, it is up to me. I would literally look for things to be grateful for. But in addition to that, I would go out of my way. Let's just say I'm on Instagram, really silly example. I would like every post in appreciation of people's work. Obviously, it would have to be something that I genuinely liked, but making this effort to spread love, complimenting people, maybe doesn't have to be out loud. Noticing things around you that are already part of your world that perhaps you're not noticing right now because your vision is clouded by that sadness, by that I'm unwanted, they're not here, they're with a third party. I know it's difficult when your heart is sad and when you want your SP to get the fuck here already. But I'm giving you the steps that will definitely help you not only achieve that vibration, but if you're ever in this position again, you can go back to the drawing board and use this all over again. Again, sometimes we all get sloppy, sometimes we forget, sometimes this, that, and the other. But this is something that so works on any given day and can work within hours. Just look around you, like wherever you are. Some people listen to me instead of watching me. Look around you and start really counting your blessings. Okay, I have this. Look into the mirror. Like you woke up today. You're alive. You have that income. You have the roof over your head. You have the food in your fridge. At least I hope so. All these things, different people. I've coached people in different situations that, the living situation wasn't what, they wanted it to be. And only with appreciation, with deliberately raising your frequency and starting to be humble. Okay, you're not gonna stay pissed off and manifest your SP. You're not gonna stay sad and manifest your SP. You're not gonna feel revengeful and manifest your SP. None of these things will work. And again, it's a one woman or a one man show. Okay, going back to the source, which is you, is a lot easier and a lot more productive to kind of say, well, here we are, superstar. Okay. I was feeling X, Y, and Z. I was talking, again, the narration about this. I was watching that TV show that had a lot of violence or whatever, some unpleasant thing. And here it is. Here are the circumstances that I'm faced with. Now, don't worry. The circumstances, they will start changing. Inevitably so. It's inevitable for, I don't care how long you may have been in this state for years, for months, whatever it has been. You can start shifting the energy. It's up to you to start moving the energy with gratitude, with contentment at the very least, gratitude for yourself, for life, for every good thing that you have in your world, including this SP. Now, I can't tell you how many times in my sessions people would show up, and when I would ask them, especially in the beginning of the coaching, I would ask them, hey, how do you honestly feel about your SP right now? And the answer would be inevitably, there's resentment, there's anger, there's some kind of pollution. Okay. So know that a part of a huge, big, huge reason, part of the deal why you're waiting right now is you're waiting for yourself to also let go of this. It's uncomfortable to be in resentment, to be in anger. That is not your golden Buddha status. Okay, which again represents, for those new ones, somebody, the highest version of you, essentially, the highest version of you who doesn't hold on to shit. It's kind of like it washes over you and on you go to the next one. Life is way too fucking short. Let me inspire you today, right now. Okay. Just leave it all behind. Give yourself the opportunity to be like, you know what? I've done this for X amount of years. I've done this for X amount of months. Why carry on this timeline? Let me just try a new way just for the sake of trying. Okay. But before you know it, I promise you, because it used to be me, I would indulge in these depressive moods and would think life is against me and that this is horrible and all this kind of stuff. Well, you know what? That world exists also. Like, in that sense, everything exists in the universe and you can't eradicate anything. Just leave it fucking behind. Learn your lesson. Here's the most productive thing that you can do. Check back with the source yourself. How did I manifest it? Or I was feeling this, I was saying this, I was narrating that, and this is the outcome. Beautiful. So now it lends to me then to excavate the lessons that I've learned from Mama Drama Panorama. They're always lessons, and move the fuck on. Okay, that's the quickest way to extract the lessons and just go forward to the new timeline. Like, why stay there? Why make that your lifestyle in that sense? And then it bleeds into your personality, and on you go. Just, you never switched moods, just like I said in the last live. So if something's not happening right now, if they're not calling you, they're not proposing to you, they're not whatever you want them to do, for some reason, just understand, leave the world behind, as Neville would say, and just focus on yourself and ask yourself again the simple question: why would I not help myself here and let this in? Okay, because you're the only one, for whatever reason, and everybody's individual and everybody's different. For whatever reason, you're not signing off on it energetically. For whatever reason, you're saying, this, my Mama Drama Panorama, it feels safer. This, at least I know what's going to happen here. And I'm not so sure that this is even possible for me. And I don't want to get disappointed. Sometimes I hear in my coaching sessions, and what if it doesn't last? And all of this crap comes out. Okay, even when things start to go really well, all of this doubt and insecurity comes out, and here you are, you again bringing in the Mama Drama Panorama into your creation. Okay, so consistently rejecting the idea energetically, even though it's being presented to you, even though you are saying, I really want this, like, I really want this guy, I really want this money, I really want whatever. Truth be told, though, like, you're saying this verbally, but inside the sentiment is completely different. There's a part of you that, like, really just negates it. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. And everybody's going to be individual in that sense. Everybody will have their own reasons. But it's you, my darling, okay, who's not, again, signing off on it energetically and putting it into practice and into law in your reality. Because let me tell you something. If one day, it only, like, most of the time, not only, I should say, most of the time it happens like when like a real fed up moment situation happens in your life and you say, you know what, I've had it. It could be such a transformative situation for you, transformative moment, when you're like, you're ready to give up the old timeline and you say, I've fucking had it. Okay, I've fucking had it already. I want a change. Okay, but until such time, I mean, and I hopefully you've had it by now. Okay, because only when you've had it are you ready to be different. If you're not different, if you're not brought to this humbling moment of them walking away from you, of them going with a third party, of them doing whatever, you wouldn't learn your confidence. And here's the real situation and the crux of the matter. It's like the love that you seek, this gentleman or lady that you want, this love affair has never left the building. What did leave the building is your fucking confidence. Okay, and that is actually what you're waiting on to be brought back up. Now, if you're in a situation again that you've never experienced confidence and it's kind of like one on top of the other, one incident after the other, maybe usually in childhood, but most certainly like later in life, in adolescence, college years, this and that and the other, you definitely experience over and over this cycle that it seems like it's never fucking ending. And you start absorbing, like, oh, this is who I am, this is my personality. But no, it's not. So, in order to cultivate your confidence, we really have to dig deep and just find out who convinced you that you don't rule your own world. Who convinced you that you're not in charge? Because you're very much in charge and you're waiting on your own confidence to come back to start commanding this SP to do whatever. You do, however, need to get a hold of your own energetic field and your own energy. Because if you're coming into, let's just say, a beautiful relationship, right, with a beautiful person, and they're everything, I've heard this so many different times in my coaching, so which is why I'm bringing it up. They're entering a relationship with a beautiful person, one that checks all their boxes, and this and that, and the physique, and the whatever, all the qualities, all the personality. But then you're coming in with your mama drama panorama and you start to project on this person something that you experienced before. And inevitably, this person starts to turn into that version. This I heard like so many different ways. So you see, you are not waiting for them at all. You're waiting to change your mind about what kind of reality you want to live in and act on it, act in faith and start producing results. And this SP, he or she, they will just come along with you like nobody's business. Like yesterday, you were crying, melting ice cream on the floor in the corner, feeling like so miserable and abandoned, but you've abandoned yourself kind of situation. God is still there, angels are still there, universe, what have you, is still there supporting you. But if you're in charge of your reality and you yourself have this moment of sadness that is a prolonged way of reacting to life, whose responsibility is it to change it? Don't worry, I'll wait kind of situation. Like I had this expression on my predecessor channel, like whose responsibility? Your SP is not in charge of your mood. Oh, they can make you happy, but to be a good partner in this dance, to be a good wife, to be a good partner, to be a good husband, to be of value to yourself and others in a relationship, you must show up like committed to making it work. right? So if you're indulging in depressive moods, and listen, I am not a psychiatrist. If you're clinically depressed, you really need another kind of help. This coaching is not for you. In fact, it's part of my agreement, okay? I this is outside my professional, how you say, this is not for me to handle, okay? And that's my professional responsibility to let you know that. But if you can, if you feel like you can have a choice, okay, and in most cases it is a choice. Just because you've made the same fucking choice for I don't know how many fucking decades in some cases, okay, in my coaching. All lovely people, by the way. I adore you all. Like seriously, I always mean to say it in every single live. I adore you all. Once in a blue moon, I had a couple of situations that one of them is very infamous. The rest you have never heard of them because it never blew up so bad. But 99.99% of you're just absolutely adorable people. Give yourself the chance by choosing a different mood. And I promise you, I really fucking promise you, this will become your new personality. But again, I got news for you. This was always your personality. It's kind of like this saying, I'm sure you've seen this on social media, like, who were you before they fucked you up, or something to that effect, okay? That child, that excited child, like thirsty for life and love and adventure, is still within you right now. Like it's within you, and it just wants you to tear your chest open, metaphorically speaking, and come out and play. Let her, let him. Don't be this Debbie Downer. Like, try to change your mood and really just share with people around yourself. Like, some, again, examples I can think of. I had this friend, sorry, my mind is like all over the place. I had this friend when I first left my drug addict ex-boyfriend, who told me something really brilliant, and I'm going to paraphrase it. But he said something to the effect of, when you feel shitty, okay, again, paraphrasing, do a kind, do a act of kind, perform an act of kindness, and don't wait for anything in return. So what does that mean? I don't know. Like, I really am big on, charities, giving away clothes, maybe food, money. I do this all the time. It raises your vibration because you're helping other people, complimenting, again, other people, appreciating life. Like, it shifts your frequency so much. If you can't feel good about your current situation with SP, or your living situation, or whatever the fuck kind of situation, look for other things to be grateful about. And I'm gonna share at some point, again, I always promise, I have this huge, I've shared it on my predecessor channel. I had this really dire situation like almost 12 years ago now, that taught me so much, and which is why I never criticize challenges. I always come out of the challenges so much more like a phoenix, so much more evolved, so much more upgraded. And in that dire situation, believe me, it was really bad, okay? Everything was kind of like, I started looking for things to do for other people. There are things that you can do for other people. Believe me, yes, with little money, with no money, whatever you have, okay, you do have something to give, even if it's a compliment, even if it's a thank you, even if it's a hug, a kiss. Just be more of who you are. Come out in beast mode, in that let the child play. Okay, and let yourself examine like how you really want to be in this world. Do you want to feel sad? It is a choice. Again, unless you have some clinical depression or something I don't understand right now, which is outside my scope of expertise. That's the expression I was looking for. Thank you very much. It's a choice. It's a choice to feel down, or I'm going to deliberately look for things to appreciate, even in my fucking SP. And that must be the hardest, okay? Because especially if they done you, did something, unless it was abusive, which, don't worry about that. That does not apply. And I know some people get upset with me, but I'm never going to be like, oh yeah, abuse, no problem. Like having been in abusive relationships for like, you know what I mean, for years in my 20s, I'm never going to say it. Even if somebody doesn't fucking like it, you know what? Too bad, so sad. You don't like to hear the truth. That's not my fucking problem. You should know the truth, and the truth will set you free, because that will save you. It will save your life. Okay. Something that I wanted to understand for somebody. You need somebody sometimes to tell you, you know what, snap the fuck out of it, what the fuck is this shit, kind of situation. Okay. And abuse is not something I tolerate, but essentially, because of how you grew accustomed to being, to vibrating, you're not letting it in. Again, it's very frustrating, and I understand. And this is like my main inspiration for this topic, how fucking frustrating it is to be like, I want this and I want that, and feel like you're powerless because something inside of you says no. And that little voice that says no is just some kind of fucking voice that, again, you grew accustomed to believing that it's not possible for you. See, if you mentally say it's not possible for me, not even verbally, you're just shutting it off completely and you're staying in misery. If you only started to slowly believe that it's possible for you, because why not you? What's wrong with you? And you started to entertain that, yes, I am lovable and they're coming back, and all I need to do is become more of myself, because this miserable you, this let down version of you, this, depressive moods version of you is not really, it's not who you are. So find out what within you, not just, what you do for a living, although I talk about this endlessly. Okay, you understand this shapes your world. Find out what within you doesn't let you go towards your dream. What within you says, not for you. You don't deserve it. It will be like the last time. This, my darling, is why you're waiting. Okay, I gotta tell you this. This is why you're stopping yourself, because the other reality is in the room with you. You're just not making it visible for yourself. Okay, so notice the difference. I'm waiting. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. I'm waiting for them to make my mood. But inside, right, I'm miserable, right? So how is it ever going to happen? I'm waiting again for somebody else, what, to be in charge of my life. It doesn't happen like that. I'm not even sorry to say that. It just doesn't happen. But look how powerful you are, where you can switch from powerless, I'm over here miserable, don't know what to do, to, excuse me, I know exactly what to do. I'm going to shift my frequency in any which way I can. Like, seriously, I love fucking Red Bull. They better offer me a deal at some point. I love this. This brings up my mood, not just because it has caffeine. I don't know. I love sugar. Okay, so I indulge, not always, but on Saturdays. It just silly things like that. If you have something to hang on to, like favorite foods, favorite something that just silly, in a very silly, but in a very profound way, like lifts your mood, like life is not so bad kind of situation. It's actually worth living. You know what I mean? Like, me today going outside in 9-degree weather, mind you, with the winds at 18 miles per hour. True story. Oh my God. When I came back in, I was just like, my face. This is my Botox right here. It was so bad. It was not bad. It was whatever. It is what it is. But it makes me happy to take a walk. It's good for you. It's exercise. So these things that will propel you to higher frequencies and higher frequencies. And so notice the difference. I'm waiting for something to change. I'm waiting for that person to act better. Or I'm waiting for the boo, the boo, the boo. That's giving away my power. You're going to wait forever, my darling. Again, versus I know exactly the kind of vibration I got up with. I know exactly what kind of vibration I worked on. I know exactly the kind of vibration I sent out with that manifestation or towards that SP. And now I'm not fucking waiting. What am I waiting for? What looks like waiting is me knowing the entire time what's about to manifest. That's it. All I need to do is get off my fucking ass and start vibrating in the way that I meet my manifestation. Okay, it exists on another frequency. Now the reason, and I've been meaning to show this because I mentioned it in my one of my audios or lives with, like voice only lives. This is the frequency when you manifested your SP, when you were hunky dory in love, booba dooba doo. At some point, your frequency changed. It probably went down. Okay, most probably that's what happened. And this guy or girl, they became invisible to you, or they got married to somebody else, or the third part, you name it, disappeared, went to the moon. Okay, you bringing yourself down in frequency changes worlds. They're still up here waiting for you. Where the fuck are you, dude? Or dudette? You need to raise your frequency and ta-da, superstar. I'm so serious. Forget all the manifestation techniques, forget everything. Just indulge in getting to know yourself. What turns you on? What makes you high on life? What makes you unique? You're all so fucking beautiful and unique. Indulge in finding out how awesome you are, how magnetic you are. Stop pretending to be human. Yeah, this is a human costume, all right, but we're all part of God. We're all souls with divine missions here. Make no mistake. And you're going to be like, Anna, but please, not me. Yes, you. And you and you and you. You're just pretending to be human. You're really God in this human costume. You can do any fucking thing. You're not a human at all. So what the fuck is there to worry about? What the fuck is there to wait for if you yourself are the producer of the show? You can put on any fucking show tonight, today, whenever you're watching this video. And again, big thumbs up. If you're new, big subscribe. You're going to learn truly a lot on this. No techniques necessary. Raise your frequency. Rendezvous with the version that you want, not the married one to another one, not the whatever they're doing that you don't like. The one I want, the kind of version I want, and the circumstances I want. Worshipping me, licking jam off my toes, my favorite expression from my other channel. All of these fucking things. But if I'm not emanating, like, look at this. How much sense does it make? The universe makes perfect sense, right? If I'm not emitting the gratitude for what happened, I will not get it. You understand? I'm not on that frequency. If I am not emitting contentment, if I'm still pissed off, I'm only going to stay in the world where I'm pissed off. That's it. It's up to me to change world. So I'm pissed off and I'm pissed off. Okay, what to do with that? I need to change the world by changing inside what kind of program I have going on. You're going to feel so silly. And it happened to me multiple times when I indulged in these situations for way too fucking long. Okay, for nobody's fucking business. Again, because of SPs, which is why I do what I do here. I want to really encourage you. And when something would change my mood, inevitably, something does, after it's been playing, in my world for so long, but some friend would come over or some party, or I would get a modeling job, something would happen. And I would feel like, whoa, this feels so good. This feels like me. This is who I really am. Silly me, I forgot all about it. I did not have to stay in bed and cry and eat Nutella jars all over again, I didn't have to do that at all. All I had to do was, let's just say an example again, go outside and take a walk around the block. Get the blood pumping. Your mood will elevate. The serotonin, I don't know, you guys so fucking intelligent and genius, more than I do probably. In that department, the physiological part is really important because your body, you got to work with your human body. You got to give it what it needs. The proper sleep, the meditation, the focus on your goals. Like, how much are you investing in the relationship with yourself? How are you investing in you so that you can radiate a different program? And that's what it's all about. And then you're not waiting for anybody. Oh, this one is coming and that is coming and I'm working on that. You're not waiting. You're just like setting it up energetically. Forgot to mention, I also teach energy work in my coaching. that turbocharges your manifestations like something crazy. It's a method that I developed developed. It's a method that I've developed in my, oh my god, I want to say 11, 12, something like that. And since then, I've tweaked it, perfected it. Now I'm teaching it because it truly makes a difference. It made a huge difference for me. And again, something I want to mention is that, again, not a psychiatrist, not a therapist, but it truly helps. A child can do it, but it truly helps somebody who has trouble focusing and trouble maintaining the attention on one thing to do that, which I feel like a lot of people, again, it's like, how do I keep it fixated in my mind that they are that way? Okay. And I do it one-on-one. It's only done in coaching because it's impossible to explain it, unless it's one-on-one, because it's based on how you grew up, what preferences you have, etc., etc., what works for you. But notice how easy I set it in motion, and now I'm on to the next thing and on to the next thing. I'm not there like do 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 do. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Who the fuck are you waiting for? You're a golden Buddha. It's already en route. It's already in the mail. Excuse me. It's already on its way to you. Just move on to the next thing, and yes, assume that it is done. And what are you doing now? What are you doing now that your dream has come true? Okay, let me change pages. Yes, that's how how many notes I have. I just want to make sure I have everything. So it then becomes that you're igniting this SP with a certain energy. Isn't that so much fun though, guys? Like, it's up to you, the quality of energy that they will show up with. You feeling grumpy, they will show up grumpy. You feel insecure, they're insecure. You're uncertain, they're uncertain. Okay? So, but then if I'm certain, they will show up certain. If I'm certain in my energy, and I'm rock solid, like a Central Park oak tree, and I'm saying, this now represents my vibration. I'm confident. I know that my SP never left. I changed frequencies. The only thing that, again, left the building was my confidence. My love never left. My SP never left. I fucking went somewhere. Took a little detour, don't you know, into the Never Never Land. And again, these things, when they come up in romantic relationships, they truly redirect your attention. Anything that happens in your life, and to tell you, hey, look at this. Look at this that you haven't examined. And so thank the world, thank your angels, your guardian angels, the universe for bringing it to your attention. I was unconscious and now I better become conscious. I better work on my confidence, because only with my confidence and getting back behind the wheel of impacting my SP energetically, igniting them with passion, igniting them with love, can I achieve instantaneous, miraculous results? I mean, true story. Like, don't bother arguing ever again with anybody. Don't bother being anything but your best self. If they're not there for the moment, don't worry. The frequency, if you work it in your mind, the frequency and your energy work, and just emit, again, your heart chakra is so powerful. Whatever you emit out of your heart chakra, which is how you feel, right? It just colors the world. So if they're still grumpy, don't worry. It's about to blow over, because you're igniting them with a different energy. So, but if you know what you did inside your heart chakra, and you continue doing it instead of the mumbo jumbo you did before, just commit yourself. Like, I've had it. I want this fairy tale. And this is how I feel inside my fairy tale. This fairy tale will come like this. Like, in 2 minutes, something will happen. It has happened to me many, many different ways. The phone call I didn't expect, it might not be the phone call from that SP or whatever, but something will start to shift because your vibration just changed. You literally rose in frequency. And now you're on the same frequency where all of these, the quality of vibration, you will feel it like, I'm getting my way. I'm getting what I want. It's changing. I'm in the ocean of all possibilities. I'm not powerless anymore. I'm so confident I brought back my power kind of situation. I have the power to lay down, have the power to pick it back up again. pick it back up again. I have the power to pick it back up again for the shorts, for editing, for later. The other thing, a couple of more things that I'm going to give you, and this I've been trying to explain, guys, for like the whole time I'm on YouTube, okay? Because some things you gotta understand like are really difficult for me to explain in human language, and I'm trying my best, but I'm channeling, forgot to mention that, in my sessions and on my channel. But this is how I'm gonna try to explain my very best how to switch realities. Okay, now again, you're gonna use some things that really excite you, whether that's about them, about life in general, whatever's easiest right now. If it's not easy for you to feel good about them, then go with something that is easiest and slowly build your vibration up till you can influence the SP with all these little things. Listen, it sounds so simplistic. It works. That's all I have to say. And it's so easy, a fucking child can do it. Again. So the way that you can manage this transition really easily, okay, and with mathematical precision, and without doing 10,000 affirmations and driving yourself crazy, is what I call touching reality, right? So at first blush, so let's just pretend I'm you, and I'm fucking miserable, and I don't know what to do, and they're over there with the third party, and doo-ba-doo. And I decide in my darkest hour that I want to change, that I've had it. And I decided that, God damn it, I'm going to make it happen. Brilliant. What I need to decide, okay, what do I want? I want them to drop the third party and come apologize to me and choose me, right? All right, no revenge. By the way, parenthesis here. No need to be jealous of the third party. Nothing like that. And if you are, my darling, you better clear that shit. Otherwise, another third party will show up. Just saying. Some people have a hang up around third parties. I did too. I'm gonna tell you this now. As long as you have this hang up and jealousy and whatever kind of emotions, like clockwork, they will continue showing up. So my decision is no third party. I'm done with that shit show. I'm done with that story. In fact, I'm thanking the third party for the lesson, la la la. So now I'm deciding on the timeline where we are blissfully in love and perhaps even happily married together. Now that's a far cry from the situation that I'm experiencing now. And even though at first blush, it might seem completely impossible, but what I can do for myself, speaking for you, is I can lightly start touching this reality energetically. It's like a heartbeat. At first, it's boom, okay? Boom kind of deal. And boom can represent, I don't know, once a day, let's just say, in the morning, whenever, at night, whenever's easiest for you. And you gently tap in into, oh, this would be so great. This us together, no more anybody else, just us in love. That's so beautiful. I've been waiting for it. And at first blush, you might again say, not possible. But how? And start blocking it. Don't worry about it. The next day, boom. And the more you could do this in a matter of a week too. In coaching, it's a lot easier because you're letting go of the mama drama panorama and you kind of need a coach to process all these things. But slowly but surely, you start tapping into this timeline with healing where this result already exists. And in the beginning, it might intuitively show up as a conversation. Let's just say you having with your future husband, future wife. And intuitively, you start overhearing that reality and they're saying something to you. I've had so many different experiences in my coaching and myself included, obviously, and of course, where you start like when you're meditating, when you're imagining the situation, you will start tapping in and you will start overhearing what they're telling you, what they're doing. No need to drive yourself crazy with the other fucking timeline. We know what the fuck it holds, okay? You are quantum leaping. You are changing realities completely. And in the beginning, it's just a distant echo, distant voice, distant whatever. But after a while, it will be like, do-doom, 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 and now it's like do-do-doom, 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 and now it's a heartbeat. And now you've merged, and now it's a full-blown scene, okay, of you getting married, and it feels so natural, and you're like fusing with this reality, completely fusing. At first, it was a stranger, this reality, but now you're like boom, 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 boom. Here we are, superstar. I have fused with it. I know exactly how it feels. It happens gradually. Listen, again, physiologically, it would be really fucking jarring. I've had those experiences because I've asked for them to come back and, tell you about this. You could. I mean, it's not just theory. You could quantum leap like this. Okay, in a day, in a week. It's a little bit too jarring on your body. Your body might just be like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like for 3 days. I mean, one of the quantum leaps I've discussed actually on this channel, and the predecessor channel, like I literally felt like I needed to lay down. But it's possible, okay? But for your own sake and to have it be sustainable, just hold the vision and little by little, no superhero moves necessary. Just connect to this reality softly and just tap in. Oh my God, we're so happy. We are so happy. He's here with me. She's here with me. I cannot be any happier. And you leave the entire situation behind completely. And this is the delusion, right? That you have to cultivate in your head. But the delusion that, it's kind of like you can believe, you can entertain whatever you please. But the thing is that whatever you will start to buy into, whatever you will softly start entertaining and eventually fuse with and believe and expect, you will materialize. You will absolutely materialize. Now, when I say delusion, just parenthesis here very quickly, I don't mean lack of responsibility for something shitty that you've done, okay? That's not delusion. That's, I don't know, that's psychosis. I'm saying delusion in that I don't want this reality anymore. I'm moving on to my brand new golden Buddha status in which I am that person who I was supposed to be all my life. I can't stress this enough. Like, I don't know why. I don't even have a note about this in my notes, but it's strongly coming through, like, to me, to channel and to let you know, to share this today. Who were you as a child? How much fun that, well, maybe it wasn't fun for you, but at some point, was it ever fun? Do you remember who you really are? This playful, happy, excited individual, like totally one with God, connected to source, knowing you're supported, knowing that you're here to experience the most blissful experience and that you're in charge. You're the chef in the kitchen with all the fucking ingredients. Okay. And I would strongly encourage you, like, whatever, it doesn't mean that you start dressing as a child. No, not like that. But do something that you dreamed of, perhaps in childhood. Cultivate that relationship with that original soul, agreement, energy that you had. It has maybe been forgotten for you right now, and you, not through no fault of your own, started playing a role of somebody else. Again, other people's energies can be contagious also. And if you grew up in a household like my own, for example, very negative, very judgmental, it's not enough my mother was a narcissist, but my dad was a pushover, so there was no kind of like rebuttal. It was only her opinion, so it's kind of like obey or shut up kind of situation, right? You absorbed some of that stuff, but what's underneath it, your beautiful childlike self who wanted to express this joy, who wanted to live to the fullest, bring that person out. Who doesn't know any fucking limits, yes, who takes calculated risks, don't do any irresponsible shit. And I'm not saying calculated risks with SP, by the way, but who allows themselves to dream and go for the things that you really want to. And that energy is crazy magnetic. When you realize it's all up to you, and you can, if you can change the frequency, you can align with a totally different timeline, produce a totally different result, that one that will spook you. How you like me now? Like, really, it will spook you. You'll be like, whoa, that's different. That's interesting. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember the feeling of getting my way for the first time. After my mother said no, I think it was coming to New York actually. I was like, please, I'm 17. I'm not listening to you. I'm making this shit happen. And I did. Actually, my mother was not the only one. There were other people in my family who were like, you're too young. You're 17. I'm like, bitches, move over. I'm going to New York kind of situation. Okay. Because that's what I really wanted to do, other than get away as far as possible from my mother. But I mean, going to New York and model here and study journalism and do acting, like that's fucking Disneyland for me. Okay. And some people might argue and say, well, you didn't continue living with your parents. No, I did not. And this is why the separation is necessary, perhaps for some of you, in order to cultivate who you really are. Who do you really want to be? And not for nothing, that's part of the empowerment. That's part of the confidence. Being your own person, having your own place, doing your own shit that you really love to do. I've helped so many people quit their boring, depressing jobs. I take such pleasure in it, because it used to be me. Now, for some of you, it may be kind of like funny, like modeling. I modeled for 10 years and I really hated it. Well, that was what I hated. I actually wanted to do the creative side. I did not want to be in front of the camera at all. In fact, on my predecessor channel, okay, I'll prove it to you. It was like that for very long. I didn't show my face. I was just recording audios. Not even the what do you call it? What do you call the picture? Not even the picture. There was eventually I would put like the thumbnail. Thank you. Such a grandmother. Anyway. So connecting to that reality through like a heartbeat, the heartbeat of that timeline that will take you there. Okay. So you're deciding what's relevant for you. You can completely drop this reality right now, make it completely obsolete, completely irrelevant. That was like even a moment ago, even 10 minutes ago, that was the echo of the past. I'm on to beautiful, magnificent, great things, and dream as big as possible. Just don't sell yourself short. Can I talk? Don't sell yourself short. Don't ask for this little. Oh, just call me, text me. That's great as a mini goal. Okay, I call them towards the big goal, as you say, get married. But have the whole image in your mind. It will empower you, and then it will help you make decisions of what kind of vibration to be in and what kind of timeline to work on. Because it does take time. And again, in coaching, it is easier. It just is easier because you have somebody to bounce off of and process the emotions, etc. But it does take time to quantum leap, as I've mentioned. Okay, 2 to 3 months on average is enough. Some people come back for touch-ups, but I never deal with the same person that I've helped quantum leap, provided they did do their due diligence and showed up to work. Okay. Here's another one that again, it might be difficult for you right now if you're in a situation that, I don't know, it ended up in a fight, maybe them leaving, ghosting, but we're here talking about how to take the reins back into your hands of your life, right? And this I cannot overstate, and again, it will sound simplistic perhaps in some of your ears, but everything that you do, everything that you think around your SP, just direct love towards it to the best of your ability. Okay? No more resentment. Work on that shit. It's going to be easier for you to live, for you to create other things, for you to be a happy individual. Okay? Doing everything with love. LOVE. Okay? That's the frequency. One of the highest frequencies. I believe it's love and then euphoria, bliss, but whatever. They're related. Okay? If you direct that energy and be honest, like right now you're not doing it. And you're going to be saying maybe to me, Anna, there's nothing to love in this relationship right now. It's gone horribly wrong or whatever. Well, again, go back to what we talked about in the beginning. If it is to be, it is up to me. Clearly, I've manifested this something through no fault of my own. I just needed to become aware of, well, my power. And I needed to become aware that I'm not fucking using it. So now how do I want to use it? If I want to change the situation, if I want to leave it as is and forget about it, don't worry about it. But if you want to change it, you got to introduce a new ingredient, perhaps one that's been missing for such a long time. Everybody will change under the spell of love. And I don't mean magic spell, no witchcraft. It's just the energy of love. Okay. I have this really brilliant example I feel inspired to tell you very quick. And I've spoken about this before. When I was modeling, I lived in California for a year too long. I'm not a driver. It just wasn't my thing, even though I love California, by the way, but just to visit. And I was coming back, and one of my friends then told me, hey, we have a new boss in the modeling agency, and she's a bitch as a bitch can be. And in one ear it went and out the other. First of all, I did not want to deal with any such thing. I just broke up with somebody back in California, and now I'm relocating. I don't need this mumbo jumbo kind of situation. But secondly, I decided that this woman, this new boss, is gonna love and adore me. Like, I don't give a shit how she treats other people. I'm only going to radiate love towards her. I'm only going to expect nice things from her. I'm only going to expect her to treat me as her favorite. And you know, that's exactly what happened. She treated everybody else like shit, but me. Because the only thing that came out of my chest towards her was thank you so much. Everything she did for me, even the tiniest of things. And eventually she like took me out to lunch, expensive restaurants, like, you know, business lunch, etc. Um, she was so gracious to me, so absolutely accommodating until the day that she got fired. Hey, but she served the purpose. So anybody can be changed under the spell of love. So what are you emitting towards your SP right now? Again, please go watch the audio, the magic spell that works instantly on your SP. Please go listen to that audio. Okay. And if you're new, it's just the way that I channel best is audio form, because I don't always want to be like all done up, and I just want to grab the phone when I'm inspired to channel and just start recording kind of situation. There will be a huge difference between the SP that you experienced in the shitty world, meaning when you were down, when you were depressed, versus when you start loving them. They will transform. I promise you. I know it's very hard perhaps right now, and you're going to be like, they have to do something. Well, my darling, if that's kind of like where you at, I understand everything has a place in that sense. The journey, you know, it is what it is. But if you're really serious about changing that, spend some time. And I do this in my coaching as well. Forgiveness is a huge part of my coaching and so liberating. Like, I have yet to meet a person in my coaching for whom this was not liberating, because I know exactly how to do it. I had to do it um a couple of times for sure in my life when I was like, again, in a very dire situation. I needed to unload all that shit. Again, you will be such a powerful manifester when you really take charge. If you're going to wait for other people, you're going to wait forever. So work on forgiveness and then look for things in them that you simply just love and adore. Oh, how handsome they are, or how beautiful, or how smart they are, or this, that, and the other. And that's the only, leave all the other shit behind. Again, unless they were abusive. Just focus on that and radiate love towards them. You will not recognize this fucking person. You just won't. You will be like, who the fuck are you? And where is my SP? Maybe you've never experienced a version of a person like that. And again, so far as you can accept it as possible for you and continue accepting, not just like one time, but to make it sustainable. Well, this is how I roll now. I'm in bliss, I'm in love. Most of the time, 90% of the time, I'm in bliss, I'm in love. 10%, some shit happens, whatever. I don't stay there though. That's a luxury, my darlings, that you cannot afford. You just can't afford. Be kind to yourself. And the other thing, and this perfect segue, Stop stressing yourself out for stupid things. Just don't stress yourself out. Don't criticize yourself. This will also bring up your energy, will bring up your frequency, so you can, at the very least, if nothing else, okay, I don't know your story, you know your story. I don't know how much yet you have to excavate, but at the very least, so you can start experiencing the world around you in a magical way, that unprecedented shit will happen, that you're gonna be like, your eyes gonna be like, whoa, you know what I mean? How did this happen? In a different world, on another frequency, magic, the so-called magic is happening right now. Okay, this thing that you want so bad, this apologies, this proposal, this whatever, is happening now. Are you joining your SP on that frequency, and are you experiencing it then? Are you letting it in? That's the whole situation. So no waiting necessary. You are conducting the show. You just forgot that you are. Get back on that horse. And finally, I want to finish with this. Start the process, but most definitely finish it. And only laser sharp focus will afford you that. Even if you fall off the proverbial wagon of manifestation, get back up as soon as you can. Don't dwell in it too much. Process what you need to process, let go of it, and go back to the drawing board. How do I want to experience this person? Day in and day out. And it's going to take you like such a minuscule amount of time compared to what you spent already in misery. It's going to blow your mind again. You're going to feel a little bit silly. Okay, you can within a week for sure, after you process your mama drama panorama. Now, even during processing the mama drama panorama in my coaching, things radically shift. I'm not even bragging. Okay, I'm telling completely the truth. Well, people, we're in the middle of discussing their history and doing this, and things start clicking in. And again, it really just does help to have a coach who's sitting in front of you and has experienced similar things and has overcome them and knows exactly how to guide you there, like 1 2 3, the shortcuts. Okay, it really can change that quickly if you start committing yourself to a different timeline. That new timeline does not ask for a visa, okay, or some kind of a passport. It's like you feel this way, you make yourself part of that world. You don't know anything about that other world, but the thing is to maintain it. Can you keep up with your new vision? Can you then orchestrate this? And this will take you some time if you're going to do it by yourself. Again, I can facilitate the process, but it will take you some time to think about, okay, how does this new version of me feel on a daily basis? What kind of things am I doing? How do I spend time with this SP now that I have them? And source your inspirations from that versus looking at what you have already. There's nothing else to be done there. Like, just learn your lesson in that sense, that your vibration is this powerful. It's that all powerful. You're very powerful. You're that powerful. You are powerful enough to stay there if you wanted to stay there. But that's not who you really are. But it's still power to choose and stay in misery in that sense. But just like you can stay there in that second, you can change your mind and go someplace fucking else. But that's the deal. Day in and day out, you think all these people that get their manifestations and this and that, they're so fucking extraordinary, some kind of a superhero? No. The only thing that separates a person who's successful in anything, actually, or manifesting something like really quickly, is discipline. There's just tunnel vision. I don't want to know anything fucking else other than what I want. The distractions over here, over there, they go because I'm that committed to my new world. And that's the laser sharp focus that will continue day in and day out, just like exercising, diet, whatever. This is my situation. This is how I roll. And I make sure that I inform my SP. I'm not waiting for shit anymore. I've learned my lesson that I'm not waiting. It's up to me. I make sure that I daily instruct. At first, it's going to be like, it feels like an undertaking. Maybe, perhaps it's an adjustment. I make sure that I daily instruct my SP. I make sure that I daily instruct my body. Let's just say whatever other areas that you're working on. but that it's up to you to inform that like in the morning you're going up to this holographic computer called your life, and you should have ideas on what you're working on. And again, it's not like you're waiting, you're just enjoying the unfolding because you've already set it into motion. Excuse me, you've already set it into place. Like, you can't see it yet, but you're so with it, you see it like behind the veil. I don't know how else to explain it. I see behind the veil, okay, the holographic things kind of situation. And to the best of my ability, I teach that in my coaching, how the holographic ideas that you're working on and therefore are emotionally involved are way more important than any kind of 3D shit that you have going on. And the most fun, because when you're enthralled like this with an idea, it can happen so quickly your head will spin completely. And again, you will tell yourself, why? Oh, why did I confine myself to the situation of I'm powerless? Well, I have all the power in the fucking world. All right. So, details. Now, look at this. This is what I will say, and I will conclude with this. Focus on the details, right? Yes, have the grand picture, but to make it very precise, right? The manifestation step by step. I mean, down to the last detail, how their life has changed. Perhaps maybe you want them to make more money. Maybe I don't know, maybe you want them to become single. All these other little things that you want them to be like, and the kind of reality. This is very important. And step by step, you will achieve them if you'll break them down in small increments, because it could be overwhelming to deal with the whole big picture. But if you start breaking it down in small pieces, well, if I achieved this little situation and I manifested it, the next is possible, and the next, and the next, and the next. But this keeps the momentum going, and your blood kind of like metaphorically flowing as a golden Buddha, not even metaphorically, actually literally. And you're consistently, through the sharpness of your focus, are delivering results like on a daily basis. You're done feeling sorry for yourself, done having no power. You're over here making shit happen. So even incrementally, with patience and precision and laser sharp focus, you can start. And this is how you know what's coming, because you start getting the taste of the manifestations that have that quality of I'm happy, I'm high on life, I'm content, I'm not waiting for anybody, I'm running the whole motherfucking show. All right. Hold on, let me check the some notes here. Oh, I already said that. Okay. So you decide, go and decide, get off your ass and start deciding. Do not wait for anything. It can change today. Be invigorated about your decisions and try your best to understand why you would not accept it right now. Work through that. Ask yourself questions. Again, if you're not going to do it in coaching, and you can grab a pen and paper and start writing out some ideas that might come to you. But do spend some time, because that will be a much more precious work that you will do on yourself than any fucking affirmations, which, excuse me, but if you're not addressing the underneath reality that you've got inside going on, no affirmation will help you. It's way more productive to understand why you manifested this versus what you wanted, and how to correct it so that you start believing in yourself, you start being more confident, and when you do, okay, everything fucking changes. You will have that as, you will not need to worry, you will not need to wait. It will just happen automatically, because you now start to buy into I'm powerful. Therefore, where the fuck is my confidence? Let me pick it up from the floor. Let me start running the show. Thank you so much for watching. Go and rewatch again. Big thumbs up and big subscribe. All the information from me again is below. If you have any questions, please email me. Thank you so much. Until the next. Big kiss. Ciao, ciao.